Hey guys! Today I will be showing you how to create your Kia Baby's Baby Clay Handprint and Footprint Kit. It comes with a high-quality wooden frame, a glass panel, and a packet of non-toxic clay, which is completely safe for newborn babies. Cut the letters of your baby's name and birth year using scissors. There are only 2 letters per alphabet. Ensure that the letters are rectangular in shape to fit the purple letter holder. Remove frame from the package and separate the 4 components. Wash your hands thoroughly. Open the package of clay. Using only hands, knead the clay for at least 3 minutes to smooth it out. Place the ball of clay onto the center of the backboard of the frame. With the palm of your hand, push down on the center of the ball to spread out the clay. Using your hands, make sure the clay fills the entire space, including corners. It is very important to check the clay to ensure that there is no wrinkles or cracks on the surface. Gently use the roller to make sure the clay is perfectly smooth. This step requires patience. The smoother the clay, the better the result. It is normal for the clay to not fill the entire backboard in order to protect the glass. Place the letter holder on the clay to whichever position you prefer. Gently press the holder downwards. Hold for 5 seconds and gently remove the holder. Wash and dry baby's hand and foot. Place baby's hand and foot into the clay and press firmly for a good impression. When making a handprint, be sure to open baby's hand and spread the fingers. For footprint, keep toes straight. Do remember to wash your baby's little hands and feet after it's done. Once the clay has hardened after 4 days, it is ready for framing. Do not frame the clay if it is not completely dry, as molds can form. You may paint the hand and footprint after the clay is completely dried. Do note that it is important to not paint the clay before it completely dries. It takes another 2 days for the paint to be dried. Do wait for another 2 days before framing it. Use the pre-cut mat space for 2 photos, select the color that you want to display, and stick the photos on the back of the mat. Ensure that your picture is slightly larger than 2.75 inches by 2.75 inches so that you can secure the photos with the double-sided tape. Assemble the frame in the following sequence: frame, glass, photo paper, clay frame. Secure the frame with the mini locks in the back. A little tip for you: if you have excess clay, wrap it tightly and place it back into the foil. During the drying process, if you notice minor cracks or areas that require additional clay, you can repair it with the extra clay. If the excess clay hardens, soften it by adding a small amount of olive oil and knead to smoothen. When doing this together with your precious little one, do be patient and enjoy every moment. This will be a precious keepsake in years to come. Enjoy the tiny moment while it lasts. Create wonderful moments together with your little one today.
Thanks for purchasing one of our Little Hippo Keepsake Kits. In this video, we'll go over the simple steps to get the most out of your keepsake and a few pro tips. Remove frame from package and separate the 4 components. Wash hands thoroughly. Open all 3 packages of clay. Do not put them down on any surface, as the white clay will pick up lint and any other substances. Using only your hands, combine the clay and knead all 3 pieces together for at least 3 minutes. Make sure the 3 pieces have been combined into one smooth, solid mass. Place the ball of clay onto the center of the backboard of the frame. With the palm of your hand, push down on the center of the ball to spread out the clay. Make sure the clay fills the entire space, including the corners. Gently use the roller to make sure the clay is perfectly smooth. Check the clay to make sure there are no minor cracks on the surface. This step requires patience. Remember, the smoother the clay, the better the result. Clay will not fill the entire backboard in order to protect the glass. Place baby's hand and/or foot into the clay and press firmly for a good impression. The clay may take 4 or more days to dry before you can assemble the frame. Do not touch the clay during the drying period. Although the opening for the photo is 2.75 by 2.75, be sure to cut the picture slightly larger than the openings and secure them with the double-sided tape. Once the clay is hardened, it is ready for framing. Pro tips: do not leave the clay in sunlight when drying. Wait until your baby is asleep to get the prints.
talk about some common questions that we get about our clay keepsake kits. Some of you wanted to know what is the best way to treat the clay so that it does not crack after it dries. So I thought we'd show you how we recommend doing it right here at home. So firstly, we have a clean surface to start with, so no dust or water. Make sure your hands are clean and dry. Then take the clay out of the packet and start to knead it. So you have to knead it quite firmly. So depending on where you live and the weather, the clay is going to feel a little bit stickier, or it's going to feel a little bit harder. Obviously if it's colder, but you know, if it starts off sticky like this, because it's summer in Sydney right now, don't be alarmed, keep going. So keep kneading. So I'm kneading this quite firmly. You might want to knead on a surface like this as well. And we recommend kneading for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And the aim of kneading is you want it to be a smooth ball of clay that doesn't have any lumps, bubbles or wrinkles through it, so that when you put it into the frame, it's nice and smooth. So eventually it'll start looking nice and smooth. So these kind of fine lines we don't want. We don't want them. So, you know, we want to make it as smooth as possible. And then what I like to do is kind of make it like a ball, almost like you're kneading bread. So just get the surface as smooth as possible, just like this. And then, see what I've done? I've kind of created a ball and tucked the edges at the bottom. And then take your frame and then you just want to press it in to the corners. So don't drag it too much, because that will form lines. You just want to be kind of really slowly, gently pushing it into the corners. Just like that, making it nice and level with the rest of the frame so that it doesn't bulge up. We want it to be flat across. So just, yeah, I'm just pushing it with my fingers. I'm just making it nice and even. Trying not to let it spill out the edges too much. And then just flattening it down with my palm. So that's kind of 99% there. Yes, that's 99% there. And then I take a mug, and then we're not rolling it, we've got to be really gentle, and that's just to get an extra smooth surface before we get the prints. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. And remember, once you press the imprint, the clay is going to spill a bit more out to the side, so just keep that in mind while you're working with it. Okay, so we're ready to take the print now. I've got some wet wipes on the ready and your baby's foot or hand. Let's go ahead and get the print. Press down firmly, and you know, you can see that that's come up quite nicely. If you don't like it, just start peeling it off at this point and then knead it again until it's completely smooth. Follow that same process and then you know, take the print again. If you find that you don't really like some of the wrinkling around that happens, you know, naturally with clay, then you can try very, very gently trying to smooth it out with your fingers. Another tip is sometimes I grab a wet wipe and just like very, very gently patting around if you're after a super smooth finish. So this is ready to dry now. If you're in a hot climate like we are here in summer, you can put it out in the sun to air dry for at least 48 hours. And if you're in a cold climate, put it in a warm and dry place. Yes. Put it in a warm and dry place for, again, 2 to 3 days until it's completely hard. And then after you're ready, you can put the frame on. So put it in a place in the sun to dry, to air dry. Make sure that it's outside, away from any damp or rain or frost, because that's all going to affect the way that it dries. Just a note about the size. So our baby is 10 months at the moment, so her foot's actually quite large, but if you have a newborn baby, you can definitely fit a handprint and a footprint, or 2 footprints or 2 handprints in there. Of course, you know, it depends on the size of your baby, but it is designed for newborn size. So that's it, guys. It's pretty simple and straightforward. If you have any further questions, please contact us via DM or email. But up until then, have a go, and if you have any questions, let us know, as I said, and happy keepsaking!
Today I'll be showing you how to create your Kia Baby's Baby Clay Ornament Keepsake Kit with your little one. It comes with 2 packets of non-toxic clay, which is safe for newborn babies, 2 plastic O-rings to mold the ornament, 2 paper mats for you to work on, 2 black plastic easel stands so you can make 2 ornament sets, a plastic straw to poke a hole for the ribbon, and of course, it also comes with 4 satin ribbons in white, pink, red, and blue. It also includes a bonus letter mold and gold paint with brush. The instruction booklet that comes with it is also easy to follow. To start, you cut the letters of your baby's name and birth year using scissors. Ensure that the letters are rectangular in shape to fit the purple letter holder. Line the letters in mirror image on the letter holder. Then, prepare the working area by placing the paper mat on a flat surface. Line up the O-ring with a dotted line printed on the mat. Wash and dry your hands thoroughly. Clay picks up lint and other substances. This step will ensure that your clay will be perfect. Open 1 packet of clay and remove it from the foil bag. Using only your hands, knead the clay for at least 3 minutes to smoothen it. Carefully place the small ball of clay into the O-ring. Do ensure the O-ring is lined up with the dotted line on the paper mat. With the bottom of your palm, gently and evenly press on the middle of the clay so it fills the O-ring right to the edge. Use the straw hole punch to make a hole in the clay near the edge of the O-ring. Once the keepsake is dry and ready for display, the ribbon can be threaded through this hole. If you do not want to add the ribbon, it is fine too. Gently use a roller to ensure that the clay is perfectly smooth. This step requires patience. The smoother the clay, the better the results. Thoroughly wash and dry your hands. Baby's hand and/or foot should also be thoroughly washed and dried. Place the letter holder on the clay to whichever position you prefer. Gently press the holder downwards. Hold for 5 seconds and gently remove the holder. Place baby's hand and foot into the clay and press firmly for a good impression. When making a handprint, be sure to open your baby's hand and spread the fingers. For footprint, do keep your baby's toes straight. Do wait for 4 days for clay to dry completely. Do not remove the clay from the O-ring if it is not completely dried. Once the clay has completely dried, carefully remove the O-ring. You may paint the handprint and footprint with the gold paint provided. Do not paint the clay when it is not completely dried. If you paint the clay, do wait another 2 days for the paint to be air dried. If you did punch a hole in, do place the ribbon of your choice through the hole at the top, and you may display the ornament after. You may hang the ornament or display it on your tabletop with the easel provided. It is your choice. Be patient when doing this together with your little one and enjoy every moment of it. This will be a precious keepsake in years to come. Enjoy tiny moments while it lasts. Create wonderful moments together with your little one today.